The dogs heard her first. Two big shepherd mixes that roamed the Iron Magnolia Compound at night, not attack dogs, just dogs, the kind that knew the difference between a threatening something small, scared moving fast the dog. They didn't bark, they just went to the fence. He stood there, ears up, and it was how Bex knew to check the monitor before the camera even tripped. 2 in the morning, October, cold enough to see your breath. And there was a little girl running the road toward the beach, not walking, running in pajamas, pink ones with little stars on them, one sock on, one sock gone, hair loosey wild like she'd been asleep, then suddenly wasn't here, new coat, new shoes on that bare foot, and she was running like something was behind her, head down, arms pumping, moving with the pure terrified urgency that only children in high danger run with. Bex didn't wait. She hit the intercom button with one hand and Dora's number on her cell with the other. Moving for the door before either one connected, the call rang twice. Dora Reyes picked up on the second hig, because Dora Reyes always picked up. Gage, Bex said. That was all. There was the sound of boots on floor, a jacket being grabbed. On my way. 41 years old, Black Hill, dark as the Chiginitimi is a thing. Dora had been running Iron Magnolia stories for years, and she had learned that the calls that came to words at in the morning were always the ones that mattered most. She covered the distance from the bunkosa till the front gate in 90 seconds. The little girl was already there, both hands wrapped around the chain link, face pressed till the fence, breathing so hard her whole body shook with each. She could judge to have been more than 7, maybe 8. Small either way, small in the way that made the darkness around her look enormous. Dora Jijinite run the last stretch. She walked each, steady, so the girl could see her coming. No, she wasn't this something else to be afraid of. She crouched to watch the fence, eye level. Her voice came out the same way it always did in situations like the slow, even, the kind of calm that wasn't performed. Just yell, "Hey, I got you. You he okay?" The girl's eyes found her through the chain link. Brown eyes, wide and glassy with adrenaline and specific to her of a child who has been running indoors. Need to know yet if she ran far enough. He coming, she whispered. My Stepdad, he coming. Dora lit to the gate in one motion. Not anymore, she said. Call me inside. The girl came through the gate and Dora put herself between her and the road without thinking about it. She just moved. Body between the child and whatever was out there in the dark, and that was the moment the girl stopped shaking Kicha so hard. Not all the way, but saw me. Saw me was enough for now. Her name was Maisie Tran, 8 years old. She lived on Callaway Road. Dora knew each, maybe 2 miles north. A stretch of older houses sit back from the road, big lots, the kind of neighborhood where nobody saw much of what happened behind closed doors. She run the whole way, 2 miles. Barefoot on one foot, the dark, October. Dora sat with her in the main room while Bex got a blanket. Rusto put water on for her chocolate. Rusto always put water on. Each was just what she did. And nobody ever questioned each because each was always right. Coleman checked Maisie's feet. The bare one was catch up, a gash across the heel that was going till need cleaning. Coleman did each without a word, gently fast. The way someone does each when they've done each before and they understand that the body's pain is the least of what is happening right now. Maisie sat through each without flinching. That told Dora something. A child who does not flinch at physical pain is a child who has learned to manage each. Learned each the way you only learn things you've had a lot of practice with. Dora's jaw tightened once. Then she smoothed each back out and sat across from Maisie. Asked the only question that mattered right now. Can you tell me what happened tonight, Maisie? Maisie looked at her hands. She had the hot chocolate now, both palms around the mug, and she was staring into each like each had answers. Then she looked up. He came home loud, she said, quiet, careful, like she was picking each word off her shelf and checking each before she said each down. He gets loud sometimes, when he has been out, a pausey. Mama tried to make him go to bed. He didn't want to. Where is your mama right now? Home. Maisie's voice went very small. He was yelling at her when I left. Dora looked at her steadily. Did he touch your mama, Maisie? Maisie hooked back into the mug. Didn't answer, but her knuckles went wide around the ceramic. That was an answer. What about you? Dora's voice was softer now, not weaker, softer. There's a difference in Dora. He knew the difference. Did he touch you? Maisie's chin dropped. One small nod, though toward the table. The room was completely askew. 21 Iron Magnolia women in various stages of being awake, scattered around that room, and not one of them made a sound, because they all knew you don't to make a sound that moment. You hold the space steady so the child in the middle of each feels the ground under her feet. Daughter leaned forward, elbows on knees. You did the right thing running, she said, low, direct, right into Maisie's eyes. You hear me? That was exactly right. You ran, you found help. That's what you do. You did each perfectly. Maisie looked at her. For a long moment she didn't need to say anything. Then, how did you know we did be Eddie? Daughter held her gaze. He always Eddie. She was on her feet before the words finished leaving her mouth. Bex, stay with ho. Don't they open the gate for anyone, anyone until Yemi back. She was already pulling her jacket on, already moving. Carmen, get the kitchen for her foot. Rusto call Priavos. Tell her what we having, tell her Callaway Road. Rusto already had her phone you. What are you doing? Daughter looked at you over her shoulder from the doorway. Going to Callaway Road. Rusto opened her mouth. Daughter was already gone. She didn't need to take the whole kubi. She took free Roxy, who was built like a wine harder like the road owed her something. Is Santos Lin, both of whom had been with Iron Magnolia long enough to know that when daughter moved like this, you moved with her you kept happy. You didn't need to ask questions until each was over. 4 bikes, 4 engines. Dois this is setching the morning on a cold October road. They had dark new headlight featrix, new formation announcement. Just for women moving through the night like something that had already decided what each was going to do. Daughter already knew the house before she'd gone 100 yards though away. Levy room light blazing at in the morning. A truck in the driveway that had seen better decades. Bumper sticker peeling off at the back. He found the road, even over the engine noise, even over the wind of Maya's voice. Loud. The particular loud of someone who has been drinking. He stopped seeing other people as how. She catch her engine at the curb. The others did the same. Silence except for that voice muffled through the walls. Is you going? Daughter walked up the driveway like she did when there were 100 chimis. She jijinite hoi. Hoi announces itself steady is what goes where it means still go. She went till the front door as she knocked. Free chimis. Haji. The voice inside stopped. Footsteps. Heavy. The kind that come from someone who puts their whole weight into I stepped. The door opened. He was biggie. 6 feet, maybe an inch over. Thick through the shoulders, soft through the middle. The kind of May who had been strong once and was issue operating under that assumption. Maybe 40, maybe 45 each was had to tell through the drink at the angle that had settled into every line of his face like it you lived there. He was wearing a flannel shirt, half to cage. He looked at your daughter on his doorstep with the expression of a man who had not expected the same Gigi to know what category to put itching the hell out of you. He said, behind him, in the hallway, daughter could see a woman, small, dark-haired, standing very astute the way people stand when they learned that stillness is the safest position. She had her arms crossed over her chest and she was looking at your daughter with an expression that was equal parts fear something else, something that looked a lot like the first edge of hoppy, which is the most fragile thing in the world, the most important, till not break. Daughter looked at him. My name is Dora Reyes, she said. Fletch, clear, no per for mercy. Your daughter is at my compound 2 miles south of Verdi. She ran there tonight, barefoot, her pajamas, the dark. Something moved his face. She watched it not guilt exactly. Marty like a calculation. He calibration. He was trying to figure out the angle. That is your family matter. He said, you need to mind your daughter told me what happens in this house. Daughter said. He stopped. She told me about the loud nights. Daughter took 1 step forward, not aggressive. Just closing the distance so there was no confusion about whether she was serious. She told me what happened still hoeing home mama when you call me home loud. She is 8 years old. She went to Miles eat the October cold because that was safer than staying itty. She looked at him the way she looked at your roads that were about to go bad with complex attention, reading every inch. I want you to think very carefully about what you say next. His face had gone through several things. Each landed on the one men like him usually land on when they feel cornered biggie. He pulled himself up, filled the doorway. You gotten white to come till my house there are 3 Marty women at the end of your driveway, daughter said. Same voice. Dziedzinitte go up a single notch. There is a detective named Priya Voss who is on her way to this address right now, and there is an 8-year-old girl 2 miles from me who has already told me, ifroch of witnesses, exactly what her life looks like inside this house. She paused. Let that land. You have one decision to make tonight, just one. You he going to make each in the next 30 seconds. He stared at you ho. She stared back. 41 years old, black hair, dark eyes that had been worse places than this doorstep. He had never once looked away first. He looked away first. His shoulders dropped. Not all the way men like him though to drop all the way one night, but enough. The air went out of something. What do you want? He said, quieter now. I want you to sit down, Dora said. I want you to be in the chair when the detective gets ready. Yeah, I want you to understand something clearly. She looked at him one more to straight through him. The way she looked at you, everything she was making a finite judgment on. That little girl ran to find help tonight. That means she knows help exists. She knows each now because she found each. If anything happens to her or her mama after tonight, she knows exactly where to run back to. She let that sit for 3 full seconds. Weakly, he said nothing, but he stepped back from the door. He sat though. Detective Priya Voss arrived on Callaway Road at 2:50 UAM. She pulled up to find 4 Iron Magnolia bikes parked at the cove. Roxy and Santos Elin standing in the driveway with their arms folded, in their eyes on the house, and Dora he is sitting on the porch steps next to a small dark-haired woman named Teresa Tran who was drinking from a thermos of coffee that had appeared from somewhere quietly. Finally, after a very long chimney of not doing each talking, Voss looked at the scene for a moment. She had worked with Dora before. She knew what this looked like. She walked past the bikes without a word, nodded at Dora. He went inside. What happened that house over the next 2 hours was the system doing the thing each was supposed to do slowly, imperfectly, but doing each. Statements taken, evidence documented, a protective order initiated. Among who had Maggie himself very large a small house realizing, incrementally, that the world outside that house was larger than he had been paying attention. Dora sat on those porch steps the whole chimney. Teresa Tran talked. Haltingly archifos the way you talk when you've been trained by years of consequences to measure every word before you spend each. Then Marty, then full sentences, then paragraphs. The whole story coming out into the cold October air, and Dora listening to every word of each without moving, without filling the silences, without anything except being completely, utterly present a way that costs something is worth every beach of what each costs. At one point Teresa looked at ho and said, I should have left a long time ago. Dora looks back at ho. You leaving now, she said. That's what counts. At 4:15 in the morning, a county vehicle pulled up to the Iron Magnolia Compound. Maisie Tran was awake. She was on the biggie couch with Beck's jacket over her like a blanket. She was eating a grilled cheese that Rusto had Madge because Rusto Madge grilled cheese the way so many people pray automatically, consistently, as an act of faith that something warm was always the right answer. When the door opening Teresa Tran walked Maisie was off of the couch so fast she knocked the plate to the floor. She crossed the roomy 3 steps and hit her mother like something that had been held back too long. It finally let go, arms around her waist, face buried her side, not making a sound, just ho on. Teresa's hands came down on her daughter's head. Her shoulders shook. Nobody in that room said a word. Dora stood in the doorway, jacket as chew on, cold as chew on her skin from the porch and watched. He let each be what each was. This moment that this woman and this child had been walking toward through everything they'd survived till get itty. She looked over at Bex. Bex was looking at the ceiling, which was what Bex did when she was feeling something she wasn't going till name out loud. Rusto was not looking at the ceiling. Rusto had both hands over her mouth and her eyes were absolutely soaking. She clearly did not care who saw it. Teresa and Maisie Gigini to go back to Callaway Road that night. Iron Magnolia had a protocol for that, not an official one, not written though anywhere. Just the knowledge, shared between all of them, of exactly who till call what till saying how till move your woman a child from danger till somewhere safe without each becoming a production that the wrong people could track. By 6 in the morning, they were a house across town. A friend of Carmen Essie, a woman who asked no questions. Had a spare room, a dog, a coffee maker that worked. Basic things, solid things. The things that matter most are almost always basic. Dora Reyes was back on Hobiki by 7. She had a foot an hour before she went home. Just original destination, just eroding the engine hink the cold morning air. The Fletch East Texas sky going pink at the edges like each was trying to say something. She thought about Maisie Tran running 2 miles the dog, one sock on, barefoot bleeding, running because she had decided 8 years old she had decided that somewhere out there something better existed she was going to find Ichi even if she had to bleed till do Ichi. That kind of faith, that kind of pure, undefeated, 8-year-old faith. Dora Hodge until the pink went gold, the gold went full morning, then she turned back toward the compound. She had things still do, she always had things still do, that was Feeney. The Mayon Callaway Road his name was Ray Colton. Each turned out the night Maisie ran was not the first chimney his name had come up report his report. Just the first chimney anyone had been in the room till make sure the report went somewhere. With Detective Voss on each, with documented statements, with an Iron Magnolia witness listed Ray Colton attorney took one look at and went very quiet each went somewhere. He was out of that house within a week, out of the county within a month. Teresa Tran got a job at the Magic House Center on Highway 6. Maisie started at a new school in November. She made a friend in the first week a girl named Jordan who also liked motorcycles, which Maisie announced still daughter with the gravity of someone reporting something cosmically significant. Daughter told her that was a good sign. She meant each. 6 months later, on a Saturday morning, Maisie Tran showed up at the Iron Magnolia Compound with her mother a hand-drawn card that she had clearly worked on for a long chimney. The frucha had a picture of a motorcycle, recognizably a motorcycle. Anyway, Dunny Hijikrio with impressive commitment inside, in careful aid-your-old handwriting, Icha said, "Thank you for leaving the light on." Daughter read Icha twice, then she folded each, put each in the inside pocket of her jacket, the one right against her chest, zipped each closed. She wore each there all day. So many things you keep close, so many things you carry, that's the code, Iron Magnolia.